Iceman, stop, you juvenile Jerry Lewis. Quote, Marvel Girl. X-Men, Volume 1, Issue 10, The Coming of Ka-Zar. Iceman, Beast, and Marvel Girl are training in the danger room when Scott enters the room to commend them on the mastery of their abilities. Scott notices that Warren is not present in the training session. Fearing something is wrong, the X-Men search the mansion to find out where their teammate is and find Warren out of uniform, glued to the television. He is watching a news report of an Antarctic expedition. The expedition has found one of their numbers missing. However, they find the mission scientist and a startling discovery. The missing man has been rescued by a strange, muscle-bounded human wearing only a loincloth and accompanied by a saber-toothed tiger. The large and heavily armed convoy opens fire on the jungle man and his pet attack the other scientists before vanishing in the winter wastelands. Theorizing that this strange man might be a fellow mutant, the X-Men tell the news to Professor X, who consents his students to go to Antarctica by themselves to investigate, while the others cheerfully rush out of the professor's study, excited to be heading out on another adventure. Scott stays behind, wondering if his team is ready to go out alone. The professor reassures and gives Cyclops his blessing that the team is ready to go out on the field without the professor's physical presence and supervision, and commends Scott for his leadership skills. Sometime later, the X-Men arrive in Antarctica and travel across the frozen waste until they arrive at the location of the Jungle Man's attack. Investigating further on foot, they uncover a crack in the ice, which Cyclops blasts open wider with his optic blast. The team finds a hidden tunnel and journeys into what appears to be an ice cavern. Along the way, they come across a dinosaur bones that are impossibly young. At the end of the tunnel, they find a prehistoric jungle in the middle of Antarctica. Flying up to the scope, the place out, Angel soon finds themselves targeted by a swarm of pterodactyls. However, a combination of Angel's fast flying and Cyclops' optic beam send the creatures fleeing to the X-Men. Surprised, they find many prehistoric animals long thought extinct in the strange, savage land. Angel scouts ahead further while the rest of the team explores on the ground. The X-Men are soon attacked by the Swamp Men, a tribe of hunters who have superior hunting skills that ride on giant bird beasts. They easily get the drop on the X-Men, knocking most of their numbers out of their swamp gas. They also kidnap Marvel Girl. Witnessing the battle, the jungle man named Ka-Zar goes to the X-Men's rescue with the aid of his tiger, Zabu. As the X-Men begin to regain consciousness, Ka-Zar introduces himself, the Beast expressing his gratitude for their assistance in driving away the Swamp Men. Cyclops explains that they were incapacitated by volcanic gas, rendering them unable to fight, but acknowledges that Ka-Zar managed to locate them during their slumber, effectively achieving their objective. The Beast adds humorously that Cyclops' repetitive introduction makes him akin to a broken record, highlighting the ongoing banter among the group. Beast expresses gratitude towards Ka-Zar and places a hand on him, unintentionally offending the Jungle Man, prompting him to attack the X-Men. Moving with the agility akin to a jungle cat, Beast narrowly evades the deadly leap of Sabretooth. Ka-Zar reflects on past encounters with surface dwellers who attacked him, vowing never to flee again. Beast quickly clarifies his intention, stating they meant no harm. Iceman declares his intention to freeze Ka-Zar's companion Zabu until they resolve the situation with the fellow in the fur bikini. He proceeds to trap Zabu in ice. However, Ka-Zar swiftly intervenes using a stone to free Zabu, who is now even more furious. Zabu asserts that he would attack anyone who dared to harm his blood brother Zabu, emphasizing his loyalty and fierce protectiveness towards his companion. Cyclops addresses Ka-Zar, emphasizing that they mean him no harm and explaining their current objective to rescuing their female teammate from the savages. He warns Ka-Zar to stay back and not to escalate the situation. Cyclops then takes action, shooting the boulder out of Ka-Zar's hands. In response, Ka-Zar declares that anyone who attacks him will face dire consequences. The heroes are then forced to subdue their savior. However, their fight is quickly ended when Ka-Zar's mortal enemy, the ape-man Magor, appears. Ka-Zar easily defeats him in a single combat and sends him fleeing. After a battle, Ka-Zar agrees to help the X-Men free Marvel Girl from the Swamp People. Elsewhere, Angel continues scouting the savage land when he is also captured by the Swamp Men and brought back to their village. There he is reunited with Jean, and the two are brought to the top of a pyramid where they be sacrificed to the deadly Tyrannosaurus Rex. The sight of the creature frightens Jean so badly that she cannot concentrate enough to use her telekinetic powers to free herself and Angel from their binding. As the small rescue party draws closer, the X-Men and Ka-Zar soon arrive at the Swamp Man village. The X-Men and Ka-Zar arrive, observing the well-fortified base of the Swamp Men. With determination in his eyes, Ka-Zar begins formulating a plan, giving instructions to his loyal saber-toothed tiger. Meanwhile, Beast ventures out, scouting the area to gather vital information. As the assault begins, Zabu charges forward, confronting one of the swamp men head-on. His fierce attack serves as a diversion, diverting the attention of the swamp men away from the X-Men, who are fully focused on their mission to rescue their captured teammates. And Mystic Chaos Jean regains her composure and taps into her telekinetic powers, causing the T-Rex to stumble and freeing herself and Angel from its grasp. Seizing the chance, Angel swiftly swoops in, carrying Jean to join their comrades in the heat of battle. Meanwhile, a little figure defiantly scales the sheer side of the towering stockade wall, gracefully dodging the onslaught of the rocks hurled in its directions. It's none other than the Beast, arriving just in the nick of time, expressing his hope that they haven't arrived too late to aid their allies. Beast somersaults through the air, toppling over the swamp man. While Beast would like to refrain from engaging in combat, he recognized the futility of attempting dialogue with the swamp man, so Beast opts to punch his way out. Down below, Cyclops unleashes a powerful blast, piercing a hole through the barricade. He remarked there's no time to locate a battering ram, so his optic beam will have to suffice, aiming to widen the opening significantly. Despite Cyclops' success in creating a sizable entrance, he realized the attempting to use would spell certain death. Just in time, Ka-Zar intervenes, pushing Cyclops out of harm's way. A large knife thrusts through the hole, highlighting the perilous nature of their situation. Ka-Zar swiftly springs into action, guiding the X-Men to evade the deadly trap set by the swamp man. With quick thinking, he summons a herd of charging mastodons, directing them to smash through the wooden fence and barricades, encircling the village, creating a path for the X-Men to advance. With the village defenses shattered, the X-Men, accompanied by Ka-Zar and Zabu, breach the walls. Cyclops, determined to locate Marvel Girl, leads the charge, while Ka-Zar issues a warning to the swamp men, urging them to flee or face the wrath of the Jungle Lord. The sheer fury of Ka-Zar's onslaught defies description, as he hurls 20 to 30 swamp men aside effortlessly. Meanwhile, Iceman swiftly encases 5 or 6 swamp men in a ball of ice, rendering them immobile. Cyclops adds to the onslaught, unleashing his optic blast to inflict even further damage upon their foes. Zabu reaches them first, bringing relief to Marvel Girl and Angel, who are nearing their limits against the swamp men. With the combined efforts of the X-Men and Ka-Zar, the swamp men are swiftly defeated, forcing them to flee into the jungle in defeat. Cyclops, overjoyed by Marvel Girl's safety, momentarily forgets the danger Angel faced. Marvel Girl ponders the death of Cyclops' concern, wondering if there's a hint of something more in his voice, an emotion she has longed to hear. Thus, the seeds of romance between Marvel Girl, Jean Grey, and Scott Summers Cyclops begin to sprout. After the battle, they find Hawk embarrassingly caught on a giant pole and save him. Later, Cyclops thanks Ka-Zar for his help and offers him to accompany them back to the surface world. However, Ka-Zar rejects the offer, telling the X-Men that the Savage Land is his home. The X-Men part with Ka-Zar as friends and return to the surface, leaving Ka-Zar behind. After X-Men have left, Ka-Zar commands the mastodons to cover up the entrance to the Savage Land with boulders to prevent intruders from the outside world from coming to the Savage Land ever again. Note: Marvel Girl erroneously calls Angel Scott when they are trying to get away from the T-Rex about to eat them. Ka-Zar is pronounced Ka-Zar. This is also stated in the opening pages of the issue. Ka-Zar next appears in Daredevil 12. Next, X-Men, Volume 1, Issue 11, The Triumph of Magneto.